What's up, Taiwan? How's it going? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Immigration specialists say they've been getting up to 5 times more calls from people looking to pack up and leave Taiwan for good. The interest spiked after U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited the country. As Eric Gao reports, most people say they want to leave due to security concerns.
U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan in early August grabbed international headlines, but it also triggered large-scale Chinese military exercises. It was the highest-level visit by a U.S. official in 25 years, made over the objections of Beijing, which saw it as a breach of its sovereignty claims over Taiwan. It also had a less obvious side effect: increased interest in Taiwan about immigrating to the United States.
Nancy Pelosi 访台以后，她走了那个礼拜，真的是很可怕，因为电话是真的是3倍5倍的。前2年的疫情是真的都是没人问，也没人打电话来，因为大家连旅行都不敢，更不会想到移民了。
Immigration workers say the uptick in interest is because of concerns about Taiwan's security.
我不想要当第2个乌克兰，我不想要当第2个香港。有钱有实力的人很可能就会选择移民，你等于是帮你买了一个第2个保单的概念。
Immigrating to the U.S. now could pay off in just a few years, with the option of getting a resident green card. The U.S. is the top choice, but there's also interest in regional neighbors like Singapore and Malaysia. Rick E. and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's cruise industry is looking towards a post-pandemic revival. The government has set up a goal of a full recovery by the end of next year. But experts say a lot will depend on how soon Taiwan reopens its borders. John Van Trist has the story.
Taiwan's cruise ports are ready to reopen. That was the message at this cruise industry forum organized by the Transport Ministry. Officials say it won't be long before boatloads of passengers land on Taiwan's shores again.
今年亚洲地区跨国的邮轮航线也率先由新加坡开始起航，显示邮轮市场已经逐步的复苏。我们乐观的期待，在明年底可以恢复到疫情前的水准。
That means more than 600 ships calling at Taiwan ports each year, with more than 1 million passengers aboard. It would also mean Taiwan retakes its pre-pandemic place as Asia's second biggest cruise market. But for now, Taiwan's borders remain closed to tourists. And industry experts say once the country does reopen, the cruise industry won't bounce back overnight.
最重要就是开放公河进来，因为邮轮的安排运作，它不是马上可以就绪的，所以可能在4个月、半年前就已经在规划了。
A gradual reopening, with limits placed on cruise ship capacity, is being proposed to keep COVID in check. But for now, cruise ships sit empty, waiting for the green light to bring in visitors again. Asnaya Zhou and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
SEMICON, one of Asia's largest semiconductor exhibition, is in full swing. This year, the heads of top chip makers like TSMC and Intel are showcasing their newest technologies, which will be used in the next generation of smart devices and computers. Jaime Okong was at the first day of the event.
This is SEMICON, one of the biggest semiconductor events in the world. Over 700 of the chip industry's leading companies have come to this Taipei trade show to share their newest, most innovative technologies. One of the themes this year is how chips are changing the car industry.
所以我想，这个车用晶片对台湾来说是一个很潜大的一个商机，也是台湾在继续作为跟国际大厂合作的一个非常好的一个项目。
Taiwan is recognized globally as a leader in semiconductor production. More than 90% of the world's most advanced chips are made here. That technological dependence on Taiwan is seen as one of the country's greatest strengths.
As you know, Taiwan have own capability to develop own chip and all technology. So it is very useful for Taiwan and other also, like Taiwan supply a lot of chip like Apple and other important industries. So many countries dependent on the Taiwan. So it's kind of good. It's kind of good sign for the Taiwan.
But having one nation producing all the world's most advanced chips also poses a threat to the global supply chain. Last month, a visit from U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan sparked 4 days of unprecedented military exercises from China. Many say the drills amounted to a simulated blockade of the island, something Beijing could attempt if it seeks to take over Taiwan forcefully, as it has threatened. China's rulers see Taiwan as part of its territory. If a real blockade were to happen, many imports and exports for countries around the world would be cut off.
One of the key themes here at SEMICON is the use of chips for larger machines like cars, trains, and even fighter jets, technology that is expected to grow in demand. Now, many people have told me that while they'll still be looking to Taiwan for its leadership in the region, many will also be looking to diversify the supply chains in case of any fallout from cross-strait tensions. Patrick Chen and Hami Okan in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's wildlife is generally found far away from its cities, but one species of raptor has made its home in the heart of the capital. TaiwanPlus series Formosa Forevermore explores the life of the crested goshawk.
It is a predatory bird most adapted to Taiwan's urban life, the crested goshawk. Not just in the sense of passing by or taking a quick tour, but rather being born, growing up, and dying from age in the city. This is in the heart of Taipei. Atop the branches of a roadside tree, there is a nest of crested goshawks. The bird that's just returned is the mother, while the one standing in front of the lens is the chick. We don't know what food the mother brought home today, but usually, crested goshawks living in Taipei's parks feed on Eurasian tree sparrows, pigeons and doves, brown rats, or Pallas's squirrels. This chick is actually old enough to get ready for fledging. Therefore, the mother purposefully brings the food away from the nest in order to tempt the chick to fly away from the nesting tree. However, for the chick, the true survival challenge begins after it leaves the nest, with the first challenge being hunting skills, as it is not an innate skill. It is a learned skill, so even holding down prey properly requires practice. Today, the prize is a small swinhose lizard. Though it is small, the animal is abundant in urban parks and makes for good practice. The crested goshawk living in cities have many sources of food. While almost all other birds see it as a natural enemy, it barely has any enemies of its own, aside from glass windows and cars that may threaten the bird when it accidentally crashes. This chick proved hunting a lot. Today it snatched an oriental turtle dove and can easily feed itself well. Uh-oh, the oriental turtle dove ends up flying away. Apparently, it is not enough to practice only hunting, it must also learn to focus. That way, soon it will become like its parents and own the skies of Taiwan's cities.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today we leave you with images of these two newborn jaguar cubs in the Argentinian wetlands. I'm Ethan Liu, take care, and I'll see you next time.